Hello, I am Sithrith as usual, and welcome to a very special Helm's Deep Beta NDA-Drop video. Now, you may have surmised that the non-disclosure agreement for those of us in the Helm's Deep Beta has dropped today. And so, now I can reveal that I'm in the beta, and I can talk about it, and show you stuff, and it's cool. Okay, so, first I'm just going to say I like the changes that are coming. I know many people in the coming days are going to tell you how awful and terrible it is. That's their opinion. My opinion is that it's not so bad. Now, I'm on my captain right now, not my lore master, which I usually record with, because honestly, I just know more about the captain class than the lore master class, obviously, because my captain is 85. I've been, you know, playing with her for a long time. I'm standing in the Kingstead, which is just to the east of Snowbourne. And in the background behind me you can see the White Mountains and Edoras, the Golden Hall of Meduseld in Edoras and all of that. But first of all, I'm going to talk about trait trees. As you can see, my skill bars are a bit sparse. For comparison, I'm going to cut right now to some footage of Sithrith with her quick slot bars and her traits on live. As you can see, my live quick slot bars are a little bit different, much more full of random other skills that I may or may not use right now. And this is what my trait setup looks like right now. This is the current trait window. You get your class trait bonuses here, and these are my traded skills. I have Leader of Men mostly, or Lead the Charge, sorry. I get confused because they're both lead. Anyways, so that's the current trait window. Right, okay, so, as you can see, much sparser. I haven't touched anything. This is a live copy of Sithrith from live, so, you know, as you can see, she's got all my stuff. Obviously, she's a copy of my character on live because she has all her pretty outfits. Anyways, so let's take a look at trait trees. Now, I had some set up, but I decided to undo them so I could show you how it works. So you press J like you do in live to get up your trait trees. And here is the trait tree panel as it is right now. So you get to pick one of 3 lines to start off with before you can do anything. I'm going to go with Hands of Healing for right now because that's usually what I have spec'd. I have Red Line spec'd on live right now because I was just, you know, playing with things and seeing how things are comparatively. But I'm going to go with Hands of Healing. As you can see, you get Valiant Strike and, you know, some healing chances, stuff like that. You can read this on your own. I'm just kind of, right now, showing you how it works. So you spec. The one you have spec'd is highlighted, as you can see. And the others are there. Okay, so it's pretty easy. Like, you just read the traits and you decide what you want to put points into. You click with your left mouse button to put points in, right click to take them out as you're doing this. And then you hit apply when you're done. So I'm going to set this up real quick, and yeah. Okay, so you can see I've spent all the points that I wanted to in my main Hands of Healing line. As you can see, it unlocks various levels along this side as you put points into it. Now this is what I recommend. I recommend putting points into your main trait tree first, or trait line first, as you only spend 1 point per click for your main spec line. However, per point click in the other 2 lines, you spend 2 of your points available. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so I've spent all my points. I spent majority of my points in my main line. I spent a couple points in my red line so that I could get my Telling Mark skill, and just a couple over here in Leader of Men. And I will click apply. Yes. And as you can see, then my quick slots get filled back up a bit with skills that I gained from spending points in the trees. So I'm going to take a second and, you know, organize that a bit, and then I'll show you how it works. Okay, so that's all set up, and it's pretty cool. Let's go find something to kill. Okay, so I found this roving warg. One thing you'll notice as a captain, I don't have my usual buffs. They've all kind of been rolled into various skills, but I will just kind of go along as I mostly normally do. And, you know, you can just see, and then on live I will also be showing how it works there. So I have to put up all my buffs first, and mark it, and run in. As you can see, it's not really... I mean, I am going to be doing a bit more DPS right now because I'm traded for the DPS line compared to on Bull Roar, I'm traded for Lead the Charge. Or, sorry, Leader of Men, or not... I'm bad at names. The blue line! I'm traded the blue line. Of course, I will note, however, that I am speaking mostly from a solo perspective at this point. I have done, I think, 2 groups so far in beta, but generally I don't do a lot of grouping on live, so I've mostly just been focusing on the kind of playstyle I usually do to see the differences there, and I have not noticed too many problems. And as you know from my Lore Master videos, I'm not really a super number cruncher or paying attention to, you know, the numbers as much as, you know, do I die quickly or not? Can I kill this quicker than it will kill me? That kind of stuff. I'm not, you know, super complicated about that stuff. Now, while I'm doing this, I do want to say that, like I said earlier, lots of people have very, very negative feelings about this update. They don't like the direction that the trait trees are going, or what they, you know, portend to, I guess. And I felt similarly when I first logged into beta. I was very upset at how the captain class was working in the first round of beta. However, we are now on round 5 of beta, and lots of changes have been made. The devs have done a very good job of listening to lots of class feedback. The one thing they've said repeatedly, though, is that trait trees are going to be happening. That's for certain. They would not take trait trees back, and that the double point penalty would work for, you know, the trait lines that are not your specialization. But they've done a really good job of listening to other changes. For example, one thing that I suggested multiple times was the revealing mark, telling mark, and noble mark were originally in the 3rd tier of the trait trees instead of the 2nd, which made it a bit harder to actually get more than one of the marks, which, if you play a captain, you know is problematic because we use pretty much all of our marks most of the time for various situations in combat. So being able to get multiple marks was a big deal, and Rock X, the captain dev, changed it, and it's much better. There's lots of things that the devs have changed for the various classes, and I don't remember all the specific things because there's like literally hundreds. But I will provide a link to a running kind of summation of what's changed. People have been doing a really good job of talking about how the live classes are different from the new way classes work with the trait trees, and they've posted them to the live forums now, and it's really good, so I'll post a link to that. But I think, as you can see, you know, I'm killing mobs, I'm not really having any problems. My skill rotation is mostly the same as a captain. I'm not having any issues, even though I don't have my buffs. I only have 2 of my marks. But it's just not... I'm not really having any issues. Earlier on there, it definitely felt very weird, because they've redone a lot of the animations as well. And it was weird getting used to it. It felt a little off, but, you know, over time they've tweaked it, and I think it's fine. I'm actually really excited for these changes to go live. Now, I'm not going to show you everything, because I don't want to give away too much too soon, especially because, obviously, this is still beta. We still have about 2 weeks to go before Helm's Deep goes live, so they're still changing things, and I think there are some things that are still not quite finished yet, and so I don't want to, like, let the cat out of the bag, as it were, on things that I don't think are quite ready yet. For example, big battles. Those I'm really excited about, but they are definitely still being tweaked, and so I'm not going to show you those just yet. But I wanted to talk about the trait trees because that is one of the big things that a lot of people are concerned about, and it's going to be affecting people whether they buy the expansion or not. So, you know, I wanted to get that out of the way. Basically, though, if you have any other questions, just post in the comments. I will answer what I can. Obviously, I cannot direct copy-paste things that have been posted to the beta forums, because that's what they said I can't do. And yeah, I think that's it. You know, obviously just keep in mind that things are always still changing because we are in beta still. It is not done yet. There are still things that are being worked on, so keep that in mind. And yeah, so just let me know what you want to know, and I'll try my best to answer it tomorrow in my Lore Master video.